I'm on day 25 of my 30-day Godot challenge, and today I'm gonna unalive the player. Ha! This is awkward. I'm sorry. I have to unalive you. It has to be done. It's challenging. It has to be a challenge for the player. Stop yelling at me, okay? Do we have to do this in front of them? Let's talk about this while they're looking at the project, and then, we'll figure it out. So you guys are gonna hop the project. Me and the player character are gonna talk. I'm sorry I haven't named you, okay? Let's wait for them to get to the project. Don't start with me.
Okay, so here we are in the project. So, in the project, let's hit play. There's my player character who I'm currently having an argument with. So, let's move around. So, first thing is, this is, right now it's just like a placeholder. This is a death trigger. So it's like if a player falls into a pit and dies, like in Mario or another platformer you may have played, it goes back to starting point. Because this is the starting point I put in. So if I progress a little further, crouch, go under here. Oh, okay, that's cool. I just realized something. Okay, and then here's a checkpoint. So I've accessed the checkpoint. Now let's go back over here. Now I should spawn over there, because I hit the checkpoint. Boom. So I spawn right back over there. And then here's a pit. Boom. I jump over, and then here's another death thing. So that's what happens. It's working, but I need to give player feedback that they died and not just instantly spawn them over there. Plus, I don't know what this camera's gonna... No, this camera should be going away and then just spawning over there with it because it's a parent. It's a child of the player. So that's what I got working. So let's hop over into the project code real quick and I'll just show you how this all works. There's that. So, start with the script. I realize I've changed my naming convention. I'm going to change this. So, what's new is death trigger. Death trigger, starting point. And where's the other one? Oh wait, I know that'll be in. And level manager. Now you can tell I spent a bunch of time prepping for this. So, starting point. On ready, get the player. I have a signal called starting point. And on ready, when this node gets created, it changes the player position equals this position. Because it's a starting point, I'm going to take the player wherever they are and spawn them at the starting point. So I don't have to worry about that. And then I'm connecting a signal called starting point to the parent, which will be the main level. And the function I'm playing is set spawn. Emit signal starting point, and then passing in the starting point position as a parameter of starting point. So if we hop into level manager, we will see set spawn takes it, a respawn vector, and all it does is send a global variable called respawn position to that position. So I call this function, and whatever vector2 I'm passing in becomes the player's new spawn point. So that works like that for that, and it works very similar for... Where is it? Did I really not? Checkpoint. So checkpoint works very similar. Signal checkpoint active, var variable is active, and all this does is on ready animated sprite is unlit, and here's the signal call. Get parent, same thing, I'm running set spawn, and then if the player enters the collision for the checkpoint, then and the checkpoint is not activated, then we change the animation to play so it's lit now, and then we emit the signal, checkpoint active, and then passes in the position of the checkpoint to set spawn, to set the spawn position to this, and then if is active is true. The reason I have the switch for is active is true is so that way the player can't keep entering it and walking past it and then keep resetting their spawn position to an older checkpoint if that ever happens. So that's how that works. And then death trigger. All this does is signal player dead, on ready connect player dead to kill player. And then I actually don't need this anymore. Oh yeah, I do. And then function kill player is when the player enters it, emit signal player dead. So my level manager picks it up. Here's kill player, and then all it does is print dead player and then respawn player, and then uses the same function to respawn it. Why don't I go directly to respawn player? Because if there's code or things I want to happen after the player dies, then I want that code to go in this function, and then at the end of it I want to call respawn player. That's the reason. Okay, so that's the project so far. It was pretty much the same. It was very simple to put these items in here, but in my mind it was necessary to have checkpoints and a starting point and have a way to kill the player that isn't direct combat with the enemy. So that's it for progress for today. I learned a lot about signals, mainly making custom signals and creating and connecting them without having to go through the node tab.
So that's the end of day 25. Me and the player character have been talking, and we've decided that the name of the player character is not going to be Twinkle Toes, right? Because you don't have toes. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to you. Could I ask you a favor? You like go away now? You're creeping me out a little bit. Maybe creeping them out a little bit. I think it'd be best if you just go now. Okay, thank you. Okay, so day 25 done. Day 26, what I'm going to be working on is an enemy. The first enemy, and maybe start thinking about the mini-boss at the end of the tutorial level. Just going to be a scaled-up version of the basic enemy, with maybe some more health, or however I decide that works. So, but I don't think I'm going to put in too much AI. I'm not going to get into that too much. I think it's just going to be an object with the enemy sprite, and the player walks into it, and it unalives them and puts them back in the spawn point. I think I'm just going to keep it real simple. Okie dokie. So, have a good day or night, wherever you are, and I hope you're around for the next video I put out. Okay, bye.
And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication.